Speaker, nung panahon po ni Pangulong Duterte, sa Quadcom sinabi po na 51 billion yung flood control program ni Congressman Paulo Duterte. Bakit po nangyari yun? Iba dahil political dynasty rin sila? At ang Pangulo rin ay ang kanyang ama? Yan po, sinabi ng Quadcom.
Mr. Speaker,
Tama po ba?
Mr. Speaker,
What is true to Duterte is not true to the Marcoses. They're both political dynasties.
Mr. Speaker, there are issues, Mr. Speaker, that do not necessarily share by one family, especially if this is about political issues, etc. That's why you have many families running against each other. Because it does not necessarily mean that one family share the same political ideology or advocacy or opinion. But let me frame it to a more actual occurrences in the past, Mr. Speaker. And what the gentleman is referring to, the 2025 budget, Mr. Speaker. It went through, the whole country was watching, Mr. Speaker, during the deliberation. It went through the committee hearings. It passed through the House of Senate. Senate is also parallel doing their own version. And mind you, Mr. Speaker, the 2025 version of the House of the budget was not the 100% reflective of the House version the one that we adopted in 2025. Mind you, Mr. Speaker, what we adopted in the House of Representatives has the education sector has the highest number of budget amount, the GAAB House version. When it went to the BICAM, it was changed, Mr. Speaker. So where was the participation of the President vis-a-vis the House at the time, former Speaker Martin Romualdez? There was none. If you ask me,
There was.
there was none, Mr. Speaker.
There
Number
was.
two,
The House ratified
allow me to, Mr.
the BICAM report. The
Mr. Speaker,
House
again,
ratified.
I would pretend that the good gentleman from Caloocan is observing the proper decorum because I am under fasting, Mr. Speaker. I would humbly request him, for the sake of our shared Abrahamic faith, to please avoid shouting.
Sorry.
Because I can hear you. I can hear you quite clearly, Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Sponsor, may
Thank
I just
you.
respond to you?
Yeah, I will. Yes. Allow me first.
I am not angry.
Allow me
This is
first
just
to
my
continue.
natural voice. And I'm very passionate about this because I've been fighting political dynasties for 40 years. So, pagbigyan nyo na ako, dahil hindi naman ho ako galit, itong akin ho ay passion for this particular proposal dahil 4 na pong taon na po ko, 4 na political dynasties yung nilabanan ko, buti pa nga buhay pa ako, at napahirapan talaga ako ng gusto at alam ko yung frame of mind ng karaniwang mga political dynasties. So, yung pong boses ko, hindi po ibig sabihin galit ako, ito po ay passion. Salamat po.
Maraming salamat po. Thank you for that explanation. I agree, Mr. Speaker, that the good gentleman from Caloocan is very, very passionate. And the District of Caloocan is very, very fortunate to have the likes of Congressman Irisi as the representative, Your Honor. That's why I said, isa po siya sa nirerespeto ko po. I'm not saying this because he is standing across me. He really is earned my respect. Again, to respond to the question, number one, wala pong nakikita tayo doon na participation. In fact, the President vetoed a portion of the 2025 DAA, Mr. Speaker. So that would again conclude the response of this representation. And if I may request, Mr. Speaker, the good gentleman, to go back to the main topic, which is the anti-political dynasty. And if possible, we can segue with the 2025 budget, but I would suggest that we don't dwell our time in the debate and argument on the 2025 budget, which has already been the subject of many things, Mr. Speaker, Your Honor.
Mr. Speaker, I'm just trying to point out that political dynasties breeds corruption. And during the time of Speaker Romualdez and President Marcos, dito po nangyari yung pinakamalaking pagnanakaw sa kaban ng bayan. And we cannot put we cannot not put blame to this House. Kasi po niratify natin yung BICAM committee report. Hindi po ako kasama nun. Hindi ako kasama nung 19th Congress. Niraratify po yan. At yan po nangyari, 800 billion diversions and amendments noong 2023. 2024 po, 700 billion. At 2025, 300 billion plus. Hindi po yan nangyari kung wala pong, ang naniniwala ako, kung wala pong monopoly of power. Kasi po, dito lang sa bansa natin, nangyari na wala po akong alam na bansa na ang presidente, yung kanyang pinsang buo ay speaker at yung kanyang anak ay majority leader. Kaya po, sa tingin ko, isa ito sa dahilan kung bakit nagkakaroon po ng problema sa check and balance. Anyway,
Mr. Speaker, may I respond? May I respond?
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Again, that is the opinion, Mr. Speaker, of the gentleman from Caloocan. It does not make it as a fact. All of us are entitled to have our own opinions, and that is his opinion. My opinions differ from that of the gentleman from Caloocan. And let me just quote, Mr. Speaker, because I was reminded by one of the participants in Carmona, Mr. Speaker. The one that is actually against anti-political dynasty. According to him, Mr. Speaker, and I quote, "Those who wish to steal will steal. It does not follow that people are related. If they want to steal, they will steal." That's a very logical and practical and pragmatic way of understanding things. No? Hindi naman nangungulugan na magkakamag-anak ay lahat niyan sila magnanakaw. Kasi kung magnanakaw ang isang tao, hindi kinakailangan maging anak ng hari palag magnakaw. Kung ayaw magnakaw ng tao, maski hari yan, hindi yan magnanakaw. And I'm sorry to Congressman Benny Abante, let me quote a passage in the Bible, the story of King Solomon. I mean, he's a king. He governs all the sort of any kingdoms, but he did not steal anything. And the witness of that is the Bible. I'm citing to you this, Mr. Speaker, because each of us would have his or her opinion, and this opinion cannot be treated as a fact. So that is the opinion of the good gentleman from Caloocan, which I respect. And I think that his opinion is wrong. And that is my opinion, Mr. Speaker, Your Honor.
Totoo po yun na kung ang isang tao ay ayaw magnakaw, hindi magnanakaw. Pero kung ang tao ay gusto magnakaw, magnanakaw siya. Pero mas madaling magnakaw kung yung tatay mo ay yung nakabantay sa kaban ng bayan at yung tiyuhin ay siya namang may hawak ng susi. Anyway, I'll go to the next item. Equal access. Ang parehong provision ng konstitusyon ay nagsasabi rin na dapat garantihan ang pantay na pagkakataon ng mga mamamayan na kapagsilbi sa pamahalaan. Ngayon po, kung governor, vice governor, magpinsan, mayor, kapatid, tatay, congressman, kapatid, congressman, yung lolo, senador, saan pa po papasok yung mga leader kabataan, mga profesional, mga reform advocate, yung mga magagaling na mamamayan na gusto rin maglingkod pero parang wala nang mapasukang pwesto, baka yun na lang mga konsekonsyal at mahirap ang manalo dahil karamihan po dito ay dominado na ng, kung hindi na po political parties ngayon, sana kung political, liberal, nationalista, PDP, hindi na po. Ngayon po, meron na ring mga local political parties controlled by political dynasty. Saan po papasok itong mga to?
Mr. Speaker, in the 1935 Constitution, Mr. Speaker, we only have two party systems, the Nationalista and the Liberal Party. In the 1987 Constitution, we made it into multi-party system precisely because should be coincide with the provision in the Constitution to allow everyone for equal access to opportunities, including public service through electoral processes. Mr. Speaker, there's no preclusion. There's no prohibition for anybody to run. No? Lahat naman po pwede. Yung magagaling from the other sectors, kung halimbawa sabihin natin na overcrowded ng politika, halimbawa ng family, yung mga posisyon, paano naman yung ibang political families o ibang kandidato, saan sila pupwesto? Pupwesto naman, pwede naman po sila kasi ang halalan, kung nasa sa tamang taon ka, edad, wala ka namang kaso, hindi ka naman madideclare nuisance, at meron ka namang partido na nire-representa at nininominate ka ng partido mo, pwede ka naman tumakbo. Wala naman nagsasabing bawal eh. Kaya nga po, ang aking kasagutan sa aking kaibigan at mukhang tutulungan po niya ako dito, kailangan natin i-pair itong anti-political dynasty. Balikan po natin yung campaign finance. Kasi isa po yan sa mga issue na kailangan natin tingnan para ma-level yung playing field, yung gustong tumakbo, magkaroon ng better chance. Kasi naniniwala man po talaga ako kay Congressman Irice, meron talagang mga qualified na candidate na because they don't have that resources, ay wala silang pagkakataon na manalo. So baka pwede natin balikan yung mga electoral reform measures tulad po ng campaign finance, strengthening political system, Mr. Speaker, Your Honor.
Tama po yun sapagkat, Mr. Speaker, kapag ka nagpapalit-palitan yung isang pamilya sa dekada-dekadang mga eleksyon, talagang mahihirapan dahil sa name recall pa lang, talo ka na. Di ba? Pangalawa, yung financial resources, nagagamit yung pondo ng bayan, AKAP, AIX, TUPAD, di ba? Ganon. At mga proyekto. At ito po ay nagpapalakas ng kasi po yung mga political dynasties, ang aking pananaw, para manatili sila sa kapangyarihan, gagawin nila ang lahat eh. Kaya pumapasok na po dyan yung corruption, patronage, politics, at ang hindi na po yung kaunlaran ng bayan kung minsan yung naasikaso, kundi yung political dependency ng mga mamamayan para hindi sila matanggal sa pwesto, manatili sila sa pwesto. Kaya nga, pagkatagal-tagal na nila sa pwesto. At makikita nyo, yung pinakamahihirap na bayan sa ating bansa ay pinamumunuan, pinaghaharian ng mga political families. Yun ang sponsor. Kung ang mandato ng konstitusyon ay pagbawal ang political dynasties, ngunit ang batas na ipapasa natin, it will still allow the domination of political monopoly and will really limit the participation of ordinary citizens. Hindi ba sa tingin nyo pwede itong ma-question sa Korte Suprema?
The Speaker, the reason why we are actually trying to at least balance it out, to give also primacy to the general principle, which is the equal access for all for public service, and it is in the first line, Article 26, Section 2. The state shall ensure equal opportunity to public service, and then there comes the next line, which is prohibiting the anti-political dynasty, is in order that we avoid a possible question or petition before the Supreme Court. That is what we intend to avoid. Because I personally would like to, I should be candid about this, let me be honest with this. It is not, as a form of a track record, it is not good on my reputation to sponsor something which later on struck by the Supreme Court as constitutional. But to give you the direct answer, yes, anything can be questioned before the Supreme Court. This is a Republican democratic country. Anybody can do so.
Salamat po. Nais kong banggitin po sa ating chairman ng Committee on Suffrage and Electoral na napakalayo po ng bersyon ng panukalang batas na tinatalakay natin dito sa bersyon na inaprubahan ng committee sa Senado. Ang pagkakaiba ng malayo po, kung magpapatuloy po tayo sa bersyon ito, hindi kaya posibleng magkaroon ng deadlock o impasse sa Bicameral Conference Committee, at kung mangyayari yun, hindi po ba magiging resulta ay walang anti-political dynasty law na may papasa?
And again, Mr. Speaker, that is what we do, and what does as much as possible try to avoid. There will be discussions, I'm sure. Sigurado po yan. Medyo mainit po yung discussion sa BICAM. Sigurado po dahil yung may mga disagreeing provisions nga po. Kaya nga po magkakaroon I think ng mas masusing ang narinig ko nga po kay Senate President gusto niya live stream ng BICAM. Tayo naman po bilang chairman ay wala naman po problema kung ila-live stream ito para maging transparent po ating proseso. So inaiwasan po natin yan. We're hoping na magkakaroon talaga ng debate.
Ito po ay priority bill ng ating Pangulo. Tama po ba?
Yes po, isa po ito sa na-considera na LEDAC priority, Your Honor, Mr. Speaker.
So ito po ay napag-usapan sa LEDAC.
Napag-usapan po ito sa LEDAC, I'm sure. Because,
Ano po napagkasunduan? Kasi po may nandun po ang ating Pangulo na siya po nag-prioritize nito at pinangako niya ito sa kanyang mga pahayag sa mga mamamayan. Nandun din po ang miyembro ng mababang kapulungan, nandun din yung miyembro ng Senado. Wala po bang napagkasunduan kung anong uri? Dahil alam ng ating Pangulo yung ibig sabihin ng anti-political dynasty. Hindi po ba ito na pag-usapan man lang? Dahil alam ko po, para mas madali ang mga batas, kaya nga tayo nagbubuo ng LEDAC para mapapag-usapan na, para sa ganun ay hindi na masyadong malayo yung mga magiging bersyon ng bawat batas sa bawat kapulungan. Hindi ba ito napag-usapan?
Naiintindihan ko po yung practicality na sinasabi po ni Congressman na aking kaibigan na galang-galang na Irise. Ngunit ang Pangulo po, totoo po yung kanyang sinasabi through his spokesperson, si Yusek Castro, na ginagalang po ng Pangulo yung proseso at independensa ng mababa at ng kapulungan at ng Senado. Sinasabi po niya kinakailangan magkaroon na ng legal definition ang anti-political dynasty. Ngunit kung paano po itong proseso na ito, paano po mag-arrive into different versions ang Kongreso, ang House of Representatives, ang Senado, ay kanya po itong nirerespeto sa pamamagitan ng hindi pag-intervene kung ano po yung magiging paksa o bersyon nitong dalawang kapulungan na ito. Dahil meron naman po talaga tayong mekanismo, ito po yung BICAM. Pero naninanais ko po sabihin kay Congressman Irise, ang very strict po na natatanggap natin na galing sa Pangulo at very much open naman po ang kanyang opisina na kinakailangan may anti-political dynasty at magkaroon na ng definisyon para mabuhay ang konstitusyon pagdating sa paglilimita ng monopolya ng bawat pamilya sa bawat distrito o bawat locality sa ating bansa.
Sir Speaker, Mr. Sponsor, the version coming from this House is authored by the son of the President.
That is correct, Mr. Speaker.
And he did not consult the President on what is on the President's mind in prioritizing this particular bill.
I cannot speak for the majority leader, neither would I know the family dynamics.
But the majority
what they
leader
discuss
is the
on table on dinner table. But my association with the majority leader is me being the chairman of the electoral reform, and he as our majority leader. We don't discuss about family matters or what discussions they discuss it over on the table with the president. So I would not know, Mr. Speaker.
Di po ba ang purpose ng LEDAC ay para magkaroon ng isang direksyon ang gobyerno? May isang polisiya ba o magkakaibang interes ang umiiral?
The purpose of LEDAC, Mr. Speaker, is for the national government to identify priority legislations that might be needed to attain the objective of a certain administration. In this case, the Marcos administration felt that we need to give life to the 40 years na nakastagnant na anti-political dynasty as far as this proposal is concerned.
Mr. Speaker, so you are saying that the only objective of the President is to provide a definition and not political reforms?
That is to make it more simple, but the impact of this proposal, Mr. Speaker, is to change altogether the political landscape. As stated earlier, Mr. Speaker, I have given you actual numbers on the direct impact of the anti-political dynasty on the municipal, city, government, and national level, Mr. Speaker.
Hindi po magkakaroon ng direct impact yung mga sinabi niyo pong numero, lilipat lang po ng posisyon.
That we cannot do because
Yes, lilipat lang po.
I am here as a sponsor, not as
Yes.
as clairvoyance. I cannot predict what will happen to those who will be displaced by this anti-political dynasty measure.
Mr. Speaker, allow me to go further. Because this is no longer just about legislative inconsistency. This is about sincerity. If this House passes a bill that effectively protects political dynasties, then what message that sends? It sends a message that the President's commitment to political reform ay hindi totoo. That his promise to prevent repetition of trillion peso corruption, particularly in sectors like flood control, ay hindi seryoso. That instead of real reforms, what we are seeing is appeasement, delay, at pagpapalipas ng galit ng taong bayan. Marami na po nagrarally against anti-political dynasty. Let us not deceive ourselves. When you file a weak law, when you pass a diluted version, when you allow contradiction between the House and the Senate, you are not solving the problem. You are buying time until people get tired, people forget, and accountability disappears. And that is the danger. Because corruption thrives not only in secrecy, but in delay, distraction, and deception. Mr. Speaker, ulitin ko po. Bilang pagwawakas, ulitin ko lang po, mabuti. Kung may papasa natin yung batas na ito, ay kung ako po ay tatakbong governor at nanalo, makakaupo ako.
Sana manalo ka.
Kung manalo po. Okay? Hypothetical question. Kung ako po ay tumakbong governor, nanalo ako, makakaupo ako. Tama po? Pwede?
Yes, kung manalo po kayo.
Kung yung anak ko ay tumakbo na congressman sa 1st District at nanalo po, makakaupo din po?
Yes po, kung manalo.
Pwede po?
Kung manalo po.
Dalawa na kami. Yung isa ko pong anak, dalawa lang po yung anak ko. Tumakbo naman sa District 2 ng Caloocan at nanalo. Makakaupo din po.
Kung manalo po siya.
Manalo po.
Kung
Tama,
manalo po
tatlo
siya.
na kami. Yung asawa ko po na hindi nakikialam sa politika dahil sa batas na may papasahan na ito, nagka-interest na. Biglang tumakbo na senador. Pwede pa rin manalo at makaupo yung asawa.
Naku, ang laki ng gastos nyo, Manong
Oo,
Geres.
di bali po.
Manong Egay, ha?
Pero pwede po.
Kung manalo po siya.
Yung pamangking ko po at tumakbo ng vice mayor ng Caloocan, nanalo. Pwede pa rin po makaupo.
Kung manalo po siya, and I hope that is not your plan, ha?
Hindi nga po.
Medyo malaki yung gagastos.
Na-encourage po ako sa batas nyo eh. Sa panukala nyo. Pwede. 5.
Kung mananalo po, kasi ang taong bayan po ang magde-decide,
Kaya nga po,
Mr. Speaker,
kaya
Your
tanong mo
Honor.
nga lang po kung pwede. Pwede po?
Tama po, kung siya po yung pinoto ng ating taong bayan, sila po yung may kapangyarihan. So tama po, mananalo po kung
At
binoto
yung
ng taong bayan.
sister-in-law ko po, kung tumakbo pong mayor at nanalo, pwede pa rin makaupo.
Pag nanalo po at binoto siya ng taong bayan, mauupo po talaga siya.
So, ito po ay hindi po anti-political dynasty law. It will institutionalize political dynasties. At palagay ko po, nagpinoy-henyo tayo, pwede ka na pwede. Kaya ang final na sagot ko po, hindi to anti-political dynasty law. Ito po ay isang budol. 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 Salamat po.
Maraming salamat po. Allow me to respond.